Zacks Rank Buys, stocks with a short-term buy or strong buy recommendation. Now, here are more Zacks Rank Buys. Here's a couple more value stock picks for you, courtesy of Tracy Reinick, our value stock strategist at Zacks.com. Here's a name that I really haven't heard in a while. I think we've talked about it. I think you and I have talked about it before here. FOSL, F-O-S-L, the fashion watch company.
Yeah. They do more than just watches. They also do other accessories like handbags and belts and things like that. But they are best known for their watches.
Yeah.
And, you know, sales.
And novelty watches, too.
Yeah. And they also do more than just themselves. I mean, they have the FOSL brand, and they actually operate about 350 stores under that brand. But they also have licensing agreements to produce a whole bunch of other types of watches, like the Kors line and the Donna Karan line.
Yeah, the novelty watches.
Yeah. And watches are hot. I think I talked about this last time I was here. They were hot then, too.
Men like watches, too, not just women.
And I think it's like a lower price accessory that you can, if you want something new in the wardrobe, go out and buy. So they had a record second quarter. They had sales up, you know, about 30% worldwide, and it was just, they blew out their own number. They did give guidance last quarter, and they beat it by like 50 cents, which is really huge, especially for a retailer. So it makes you kind of wonder, did they guide lower on purpose, or do they not really know what's going on out there, or was it just that good of a quarter? They did say sales in North America were up quite substantially as well, which is kind of interesting because we think we're kind of lagging on the retail side. But a lot of that was also because the retailers are restocking. They destocked last year. They are restocking the inventory, so that's all good things for them. But, you know, I mean, they had the big beat. The estimates are up like crazy because they did guide everything higher again. They raised for the second time on the full year, so that's jumping. They're only trading about 13 times estimates because the estimates keep going up. Right. But, you know, the stock is interesting because it's off of its March lows, as all the retailers are, but it hasn't really stopped. It's up high enough where it's back to its 2007 highs, which is really impressive. And again, the stock isn't that expensive because the estimates keep going up. And with this kind of earnings growth, I mean, you know, the value is there, plus you got the growth. It's a good story.
Yeah, it may just be that watches are still viewed as one of those practical enough gifts.
Yeah.
And if it's in the right price point for everybody, within everybody's reach.
That's right.
It may just be that, you know, people justify it that way because it is a practical gift.
Yeah, and their price point isn't the real high end. It's not the real low end. It's kind of the middle range, and that seems to be serving them well right here.
Yeah. Then again, what do I know? NSIT Enterprises, NSIT, is another stock that you have written about recently. Provider of IT hardware, software, and services. Yeah,
this is an interesting company. I'd never heard of them before. And they provide, like you said, the hardware and the software to the small and medium-sized businesses. So you're kind of getting an insight into into what's going on out there with these smaller companies. And they're worldwide, which is also kind of an interesting dynamic too. But they are also, you know, seeing really good business here. Sales were up over 20% in this last quarter, and they beat estimates as well. And they also had good sales across all of their segments, both geographically and by software, hardware, and the services.
They're saying, say geographically as well?
Yeah, and North America is their biggest market, and even North America sales were up, you know, double digits quite strongly.
It's interesting.
I know. You wouldn't think, again, you would think that's where it would be slower. You expect Asia and maybe some other parts of the world to be doing a lot better, which they are, but even North America, which leads you to believe that the small, medium-sized companies on the software side and, you know, with their technology, they have to upgrade at some point.
Yeah.
And so they are, you know,
spending a little money.
Yeah, spending some money here to upgrade. The estimates are all higher on this one. They also raised guidance for the second time this year. That's pretty bullish because they see the strong North America demand continuing. The chart is interesting because you've seen a little weakness lately off of, you know, kind of jitters about the economy. And if the economy's slowing, then this kind of company could see some slowing as well. But nothing that the company is indicating is saying that. And they're trading only about 9 times earnings, which is cheap. So this is an interesting story as well.
Yeah. Do you own them?
I do not.
Either one of these?
No.
Okay. Well, if you want to check out more of Tracy's value stock picks or other stock pick ideas, go to our homepage at Zacks.com. If you're not there already, we put 4 new ideas up there for you daily, one in each of the investing categories written about on Zacks.com. And with Tracy, I'm Terry Ruffalo.